I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. It left devastation in its path, but fortunately, no one would be seriously hurt. Investigators continue their efforts to piece together what led up to Saturday's massive fire in the town of Wawarsing that blackened more than 50 acres of brush and woods and destroyed more than 40 buildings, including the old Tamarack Lodge Resort and nearby bungalows. High winds and extremely dry conditions combined to create a firefighting nightmare for the more than 300 firemen from 4 area counties who were called to the scene.
Upon arriving on the scene and seeing the involvement that was starting to get into the main structure, the wind conditions we had probably 20-25 mile an hour.
To have started under an intentional premise of burning brush, believed to have grown out of control, but we're still investigating what the intent of that fire was.
The high wind gusts sent burning embers across Route 52 where they ignited homes and more acreage. Firemen from more than 60 departments responded to that area Sunday. Many of those firemen are returning to the scene to douse hot spots, reinforce fire lines, and protect against rekindles that could create more trouble. Investigators believe it started from intentional and illegal brush burning. They were attempting to locate the responsible party, the so-called person of interest in the case. The Tamarack property had recently been sold to a Long Island businessman after the former owner, the Western Mohegan tribe, had filed for bankruptcy. Look for further developments with the fire investigation here at Record Online and in tomorrow's Times-Herald Record. There was no break in the fire danger today as the combination of dry ground conditions and gusty winds kept area firefighters on high alert. The National Weather Service has imposed a red flag warning for the Catskills and Hudson Valley until 8 this evening. And there is this reminder, there is a state restriction in effect that restricts open burning of brush through May 15th. Violators can face a misdemeanor charge. The dry weather and wind gusts are creating more than just a continuing fire threat. It's creating dust bowl-like conditions in Orange County's black dirt farming region, where wind gusts of up to 40 miles an hour today are sending plumes of dry black dirt into the air and off the farmland. Local farmer Chris Pavelski says it could potentially pose problems whether crops have been planted or not.
What the wind can do is it can pick up the black dirt, and the black dirt's very fine, and it can actually cut the onions to ribbons, which isn't good. Happened a couple of years ago, in fact. We lost virtually everything we planted. It was cut to ribbons, and we had to replant. So that's not good. A lot of stuff's not up yet. We just have to hope that what isn't up, the seed isn't exposed, and which would force us to replant. So far, what's blowing, the black dirt that is blowing, is on empty ground that hasn't been planted yet. So we just have to hope that what is planted, that the barley cover crop that's there holds the dirt in place and it doesn't blow.
The winds are expected to die down tonight, and farmers like Pavelski will inspect their fields and hope for the best. Elsewhere, state police investigators say the body discovered in a Town of Cornwall roadway at around 6 a.m. on Sunday is that of a Monroe woman, and that the circumstances surrounding her death remain a mystery. The victim has been identified as 24-year-old Veronica Gutierrez of Lakes Road in Monroe. Her body was found at the end of the Quaker Avenue ramp leading onto Route 9W South in Cornwall. Police responded to the scene after receiving a call telling them about an unconscious female lying in the roadway. And investigators say there is evidence to suggest the Gutierrez was run over by an unknown vehicle while she was lying in the roadway. An autopsy was due to be performed today. Anyone who may have witnessed anything or has information about the incident is asked to call the State Police BCI unit. Their number is 457-1388. Another section of Cornwall was in the news today after 2 tractor-trailer rigs crashed into each other in the northbound lanes of the thruway in the town of Cornwall. Happened at around 10:30 in the morning after the trucks ran into each other, one of them rolling over onto an embankment, bringing northbound thruway traffic to a standstill. One person involved was seriously hurt. One lane was reopened about 2 hours later, but major delays were still being reported. It was the latest opportunity for those in Newburgh's minority community to talk about the heightened tensions in their neighborhoods following last month's police shooting of Michael Lebhart, the 22-year-old city resident shot and killed by police officers during a confrontation in a Liberty Street apartment. At the forum, sponsored by civil rights attorney Michael Sussman, suggestions were discussed to try to improve relations between police and residents. Many said they'd been victimized by racial profiling and that police often used excessive force. And Sussman wants to see cameras used on police cars to help document police activity. It's one of the recommendations he plans to make to city council members at an upcoming council meeting. Many at the forum said they want the governor's office to reconsider its recent decision not to provide a special prosecutor to investigate the Lebhart shooting. His name is Dario Perez, a young man who fled the violence and deaths of his parents in Colombia to begin a new life in Ulster County. Perez is married and a father of two. He's also an illegal alien after bribing his way across the American border to seek a better life. The threat of deportation continues to hang over him. Now his wife has become an advocate for a proposed change in immigration rules that would make it easier for illegals who are family members of American citizens to apply for legal permanent residency. Reporter Jeremiah Horrigan has the full story and the efforts being made to change existing immigration laws in an upcoming edition of the Times-Herald Record. And if you bought a Powerball lottery ticket in Milford, it would behoove you to check those ticket numbers once again. The Pennsylvania Lottery Commission has revealed that a ticket worth $2 million was purchased at the Extra Mart on Harford Street in Milford. The Pike County winner got everything but the red Powerball number during Saturday's drawing, and that means Wednesday's jackpot will be worth $94 million. Clouds and the threat of some badly needed rain dominate our forecast for the next couple of days, and that should help dampen things down a bit in the Black Dirt region. Tuesday will be mostly cloudy with a chance of a shower. The highs will be in the upper 50s. More clouds in the forecast for Wednesday with a better chance of rain then. Temperatures will top out in the mid-50s. When news breaks, you will find it here at Record Online, and get all the detailed stories and features in tomorrow's Times-Herald Record. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.